All right, let's do another one of these congruent triangle things. Like I said earlier, this is usually one that they do right at the beginning of a chapter on congruent triangles. But this one, they are waiting to the very end. So let's grab a triangle again. Where's my triangles? Down here. I'll tell you what, I'm just going to make a triangle. No. Let's grab one. Let's grab this one. All right, guys over there. Noah, what's the problem today? You're like out of control today.
Let's get under control. We're trying to get this lesson done here. Let's keep it together.
All right, that's good. I don't know what I'm looking for. Here we go. Copy and paste. And again, might as well just use the A, B, and C again. Seems like that's a go-to. And D, E, F.
I think we should change that.
We should. I'm just too lazy.
I say, we don't care.
All right, here we go. So here's two triangles. Do you know they're congruent? No. I mean, they might be. And I know they are because I copied and pasted them. But just by looking at this information, if you had this on a quiz or test or in your book for homework or something like that, could you say that they're congruent to each other? No, because you don't know anything about them. You don't know anything about them. But here's what they tell you. Guys, please. Noah, I'm serious. Okay, I'm not fooling around. I need you to pay attention and stop talking. Every time I tell you to stop talking, you keep talking. All right? It's really bothersome. So let's pay attention and watch. So what if I gave you that this side was equal to that side, and I gave you that this side, BC, was equal to this side, EF? And what else would if I gave you that this side is equal to this side? Okay, I didn't say anything about the angles. Not one time did I say that any of the angles are equal to each other. I don't know anything about the angles. Is this enough to say that they're congruent to each other? It absolutely is. Okay, now what do you think is the name of this thing?
Side.
Very good. It's called the side, and it is a theorem, so it can be proven. We're not really going to do it in here, but this is called side, and it is a theorem. All right, you could write that if you want, but just SSS is perfectly fine. But how do we say it, though? We say side, then we say side, and then we say side. All right? All right, that's how we say it. But if you write it down, you just put SSS. But we don't refer to it like that. We refer to it as side. Okay? And that's basically your... for your non-right triangles, because on Monday we're going to do right triangles. Shh, let's listen. On Monday we're going to do right triangles. We haven't even talked about right triangles yet for congruency. To tell you the truth, on almost all those right triangle things we're going to do, you could go back and do either side or side or angle side angle and all that. So let's do this, just since we're wrapping this up, and really that's the only thing new I have to teach you today. Let's just review all your congruence, your triangle congruence statements, okay? A couple of them are postulates, a few of them are theorems, okay? But let's go through them. Do you remember what the first ones, if you flip back in your notes, you can look. Do you remember what your very first ones were? Okay, we don't say SAS though. What do we say? Side, angle, side. And then we went angle, side, angle. And then we did one yesterday, angle, side. And then, do we do angle, side? No, because it doesn't work. We talked about that. All right, and then your last one is what? Side. Okay? So, let me just finish this off. There are no, I'm going to put a capital no. Watch. There's no theorems or postulates that's all angles. Okay? There's not anything like that. Okay? I can show you in a minute why. And there's no what? side, side angle. We just watched a video on that, okay? Why there's no side, side angle. So we know that doesn't exist. Now we don't know this doesn't exist, but let's do it real quick and then we'll be finished. Let's go 3, all right? Actually, nah, because that's giving me just an equilateral or equiangular triangle. Let's do this one. And let's make it so we can see a little bit better. That's good. And I'm going to copy and paste. And then I'm going to put that one right here. Push this over a little bit right there. Okay. Now, what if they gave me, they didn't tell me anything about the sides, but they told me that the corresponding angles are equal. So they told me that this one was equal to this one. They told me that this one was equal to this one. And they also told me that this one is equal to this one. Is that enough to say those triangles are congruent to each other? Is it? Look, there are no what? Angle, angle, angle. Okay, let me just show you why. This is a very easy one to show you why. Because watch this. If I hit the shift key on here, anytime you use graphics and stuff on a computer, if you hit the shift, what it does, it keeps it in proportion, right? If I did not hit the shift, everybody watch, girls. If I did not hit the shift key, I could take it and move it around all kinds of different shapes like this. Agreed? Right? If I hit the shift key and hold it, and then I move it around, see how I'm moving the mouse all around? See what it's doing? It's keeping it in proportion, isn't it? So check this out. I can make it really, really small, but the angles are still going to be the same, aren't they? Okay, this angle right here, the measure of that angle is going to be the same degree measure as that angle right there. Okay, so, right, that and that would still be equal. What about this one? Those would also be equal. What about this one? Those would also be equal to each other. But are the triangles congruent to each other? Obviously not. Okay, they have the same shape, right? But they don't have the same size. Okay, they don't have the same size. S-I-Z-E. All right, so are they congruent to each other? No. Now, we are going to learn something in another chapter. Remember I just talked about being in proportion? Okay, this was in the same proportion as this. Okay, we're going to talk about that later. I'm not really going to get into it today. But they are in proportion. So there is something. Actually, we don't even have to use all 3 angles. There is something called an angle-angle similarity. Postulate. I think it's a postulate. I think it is. All right? But that's not what we're doing today. We're not talking similar. We're talking congruent. All right? These are similar to each other. They have the same shape, but they don't have the same what? Size. All right? That means that they would be similar to each other. But that's not what we're doing. But that's just what's ahead. All right? So those are all our congruence statements, we'll say. All right? Our congruent postulates / theorems that we're going to use. And that's it. Told you I was quick. Your homework. It's only 1 through 6. So section 4, 5. And it's page 180. And it's 1 through 6. All right, you've got 10 minutes, so let's start working on it right now. Okay, I don't want you just sitting around doing nothing and being goofy like you've been all class today. All right, not everybody, obviously, but a few of you have. All right, so it's time to settle down and let's get some work done. Let's get as many of these finished as you possibly can. I don't know, you might be able to get all 6 of them done. Are they very difficult? Have you looked at them yet? Are they? Okay. Okay, so let's work on them. All right, get those done. And then if you get it done in class, you won't have to do it for homework tonight. All right, this is due on Monday, though, okay?